I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at villageXchange@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed. A child shall lead them. By the way, dear listener,
To buy our merch.
if and when you buy our merch, we will be featuring you on the channel. We've got a couple really cool pictures on the way for you beautiful people.
Oh,
to
yeah.
peruse.
And don't forget, there's some little goodies being a part of Patreon. One is that you're able to get into the alliances and you can help influence our song list. So if you're going to get some merch anyway, one way to do that is with the $20 tier and the $25 tier. If you're on that, either one of those for 2 months, then that you get a free shirt sent to you. So you can be on the tier for 2 months and inputting into our song selection for that amount of time.
Smart.
So anyway, that's for the people that like deals.
All right, dear listener, here we go.
Next song up is Black Sabbath, Wicked World.
Wicked World from the band Black Sabbath. Wicked World. Oh, that should be interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
Davy J. I always remember that.
What, signing Davy J?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Was he, did we meet him at a show?
No, we signed it here.
Oh, that's right. That's why I was like, man, nobody cares about it.
Yep.
All right, guys, here we go. Black Sabbath. Here we go. Wicked World. Let's go. And we're off. Sure thing. Oh.
Smooth.
to choose who's gotta go and die. They can put a man to move quite easy, while people here on other down of all diseases.
Whoa. Ooh. What year is this? What year is that? Go back. Let's go back. Ooh. 1970.
A woman goes to work every day after day. She just goes to work just to earn her pay. Child sitting crying, finding life is harder. He doesn't even know who is his father.
Oh yeah, I can see that. That
Whoa.
was a very interesting sounding song.
Yeah, especially
Now
that
this is
middle
early.
part.
Yeah, go ahead.
That middle part, like, the song, the little black number 3 that I Instagram.
Yeah.
The setting on the pedal, it sounded like that, but I'm like, how the hell did they pull that off in 1970? I don't know enough about like the evolution of pedals and amps and stuff.
Yeah,
like
I don't.
that.
I don't either. I don't either.
Producers, how people made certain sounds, but holy smokes! Shout out to Tasco. Tina's saying that Sabbath are overrated. Benji is saying Sabbath is overcredited, but I don't think overrated, which is an interesting thing.
Overcredited?
Because
That's-
everybody's like, yo, Sabbath invented metal, yada, yada, yada. But I don't know how they could be overcredited when almost like every riff that this guy Iommi does finds some way into one of my favorite bands.
Yeah, and how can you say they're
See what I'm
overcredited when the bands themselves are saying this influenced me? Like, regardless if it sounds like them or not, if they say this inspired me or this influenced me,
right?
So I disagree on that one.
I mean, it's Benji. What can you do?
Oh, it was. Well, why was I even responding to that comment? My God.
It is interesting though. Like, if I'm looking at, I'm going to deal with the second verse soon. But when he says a woman goes to work every day, day after day, she just goes to work just to earn her pay. That really doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I mean, everybody goes to work to earn their pay.
No, because the child's sitting crying by a life that's harder. You know how like moms, they end up going to work, but they're not gaining anything. Like I don't know if it's because of the pay situation or what, but like
they're
a
basically
man
breaking even.
Yeah, like there's so much that goes out for in childcare. Like, you know, our friend that always like lands on her feet. Like 1 week she'll be like, "I'm gonna die. I'm going to. That's over." And then the next week she'll be like, "I'm at this place now," and she's sitting in a friggin' hot tub. You know what I mean? Like her, she always lands on her feet.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? Starts with a.
No. Oh.
Okay, somebody like that, where like you actually hear what she says, and she'll be like, "I'm paying X amount in childcare because she's got 2 kids,
Yep.
and she doesn't have a man in the house,
Yep.
So when she goes to work and she doesn't have people to help watch her kids, then she's got to pay a sitter." And so she's going out and she's doing very, in my opinion, she's doing extremely difficult work, and she's getting paid for it, but she doesn't make enough to offset the cost of childcare.
Okay, so she's when he says
That's how I took it.
Just goes to work to earn her pay. It's another way of saying she's paycheck to paycheck, basically.
That's what I got from it.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, and maybe okay. So Ben.
Or it might have to do also with she hates her job. Like she's just going there for the money. Like there's no.
She'd probably rather be with her kid.
Yeah, there's no good feelings that go along with it.
He doesn't even know who his father. So I wonder.
Like with this, what we do with YouTube, like there's some days where I'm super tired, and I don't want to sit on the computer for hours. I don't like that. I'd rather be out doing something. And so, but on those days, like, and I start going into people's messages and messaging people back and stuff, and there's so much human connection with people.
Right.
That even it like the job is rewarding.
Yeah.
But if I was just going there, I'm sure that I can list off fucking a bunch of jobs that I would not want to do. And that it would only be for the paycheck that I was there, because I would get no satisfaction out of it.
Yeah, it's I had this one of my favorite conversations of all time. I had a conversation with Peter, and we were talking about the world and things of that nature. And then one of the things that we talked about was, because I'm a post-millennialist, which basically, long story short, means that I believe in a very good future.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, one of the questions be like, what about work? So, for example, this came up because we're talking about Ninja from Fortnite. It's this kid, he plays Fortnite 12 hours a day, and he's got millions of dollars, he gets $1 million contracts or whatever, and he's playing a video game.
Yeah.
And I was just commenting like, damn, when I was a kid, like, I would have been like, yo, if you would have told me, like, that's going to be your job, little bro, you're going to be able, I would love it. And so,
you could have easily done that too.
It created this conversation where it was like, what if in the future everybody would be able to make millions off of their passion?
Mm-hmm.
So that can't function in the current capitalistic system, because in capitalism, somebody has to lose for you to win.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's how the system is structured. You're not going to get that out of pure socialism or out of pure communism.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's one of the questions, like, when you're talking about when you're talking about the economic theories or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that when I hear about communism versus capitalism, one of the questions that I wish people would ask is, have we even found the right economic system yet?
Mm-hmm.
That is a very important question to ask.
I don't think we have.
And I think,
although bartering, I think was more in the right direction.
I think that's a horrible idea.
Why?
I don't think you can create generational wealth from bartering. You're going to be able to do what's like in the here and now.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But what I'm talking about is what we're doing.
Yeah.
But what we do is
maybe I just liked bartering.
I just don't think it's replicatable what we can do.
Mm.
Find this and that, and there's just so many things that we were blessed that fell into our place. But like, there's one of the questions that you ask is like, wouldn't the best economic system be an economic system where everybody's top passions are monetized.
Yeah, oh, I agree.
So, like, I agree with you. There are times I'm like, oh, man, I don't want to sit in front of a computer. But at the same time, it's like, yo, I'm listening to music. Mm-hmm. And that's what I do I'm at the gym. I'm in the shower. I'm working. I'm number crunching. I always have music. Like, music is like a passion. And then when I can't sleep at night, I get my guitar. Like, guitar is like a friend. Breaks my guitar. Like, this is my passion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And music is such a major part of your life as well, whether you notice or not. Like, you know, worship music, yada, yada, yada. I remember one time I was taking a marketing class as an elective, and she said, show me a commercial that doesn't have music in it. And that's when I realized, and then my brother one time, it was really very sweet actually. My brother bought me, and he was like really getting serious into his church. Christmas came around, I think it was Christmas of 2000, I want to say. Mm-hmm. He bought me Life After Death from Biggie Smalls, which was a double album, and he bought me Life is Peachy from Korn.
Boy. Which
is really, it was really him paying attention, because I had bought Follow the Leader, and then I had bought Issues.
Yeah.
And then I had bought the first Korn record. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, I think we had one conversation. I said, yeah, the next one I'm getting is Life is Peachy, because that's the next one.
Did he set that conversation up?
I don't know. But sure enough, Christmas opened up, and I'm like, yo, he didn't even agree with the music, but he got it from, like, that's how important, like, and it was Biggie, and it was Korn, and, like, that was when the transition from rap to, you know, whatever. But it was like, yo, man, like, that was, like, one of my best Christmases, because we also got Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. That was pretty cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I always liked
that. But my point
one.
is, like, that's my passion. Like, I was listening to that record start to finish, you know, over and over and over and over and over and over again. So it's like, wouldn't the best economic system be a system where, hey, Vin, you get to sit and listen to music all day and watch music, and I love talking philosophy, and I love working out these complex problems in a panel and hearing people talking. It just so happens that our constituencies way above average in intelligence and engagement. Like, wouldn't the best economic system where everybody gets to do exactly what their highest passion is?
Yeah.
And as long as we're talking about communism versus capitalism, or socialism versus capitalism, or even when people talk about mixed economies, which I probably fall on, I still think, like, we're not being inventive enough to get to the point where, hey, how about we create an economic system where everybody's passion is monetized? And that's difficult. And the only thing I can think about is...
I feel like that's not what people's goal is.
Which people?
Well, the people at the top, they're just looking for cogs in their wheel. They're looking for people to be the soldiers in their army. So they're not trying to encourage people to do what is their passion.
Yeah, I mean, very bad capitalists are like that.
And the entire system is set up. We've talked about this before. I was just listening to some people talking about their kids going to school.
Like that,
when you go to school, you go in, you start early, you go all day, then you come home and you have homework. The bell tells you when it's time to switch to something else, and they set you up to have the base, so that way you could choose all the different worker jobs that are out there. But then you're in that job for your life. You know what I mean? Like, it's not set up to teach you to be an entrepreneur. I told Vinny, this is like a dream of mine. I would love to have like a friggin' mall, like a giant mall, and each of the stores in the mall is a classroom, and it's taught by teachers that just love it. You know, there's like those teachers that they're so passionate about it, they're almost strange. Like, I want one of those teachers in every one of the room, that they're so excited and so passionate about whatever it is that they're teaching. And, you know, there could be an aquarium where you can go in, you can actually touch the sea creatures. And, you know, there's a history room where, like, that teacher it's like a stage that's set up, and you see it, like, everything is done, like, to like, the kids can go in there and just explore. Like, it's all about exploration. They can go in any room they want. They can explore, like, where learning would be actually fun, instead of, like, lab rats in a school where they just classroom to classroom and the kids hate it and they're getting high and there's all this bullying. You know, our daughter was talking to a girl that said she's having a hard time at school right now and they're going through finals and there's all that stress and everything. And they're stressed about stuff they're not even going to use. Like some kids hate math or they hate science and they're never going to pick a job where they have to do that. So I would love to see like, where could we be if we told kids like whatever it is that you're excited about, like go and find that. You know, I was talking to the dentist today. He was saying like his kids, there was like a disagreement between the dentist and his associate. She was saying that she signs the paperwork at the beginning of the school year so that way the counselor can talk to her kid anytime and they don't have to report to her. And the dentist was like, nobody's talking to my kid without me knowing about it. If my kid needs therapy, I need to be in the know. And he said, I don't even care. Like if my kid is that bad off that they need some help, I will put school on pause. I will stop that. They won't even go to school. They're going to focus on what they need to. Like, and I was like, well, I was very surprised because most parents are like, school. And he was like looking at like his child's development and stuff. Like that was pretty interesting. But most people, you know.
Yeah, and I don't agree, Leonardo. Every passion that becomes a job stops being a passion at some time. I don't agree with that. Look at Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Look at Michael Jordan. I mean, these guys, if their bodies didn't stop them, they'd be doing it all over the place.
Yeah.
You know, that's
yeah.
what celebrity. Look at these actors. Like they're lucky to find something that they get paid millions of dollars to do for what they're passionate about. Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying, but yeah, I think I agree with you, Ben, about, you know, capitalism and automation. What I'm saying is we have to think beyond capitalism and communism.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. Like, I wish we could get like a Elon Musk and what's his face? The dude from Steve Jobs when he was alive.
Elon Musk is going nuts over there.
Put these guys in a room, man.
Yeah.
And get them to think about, like, I think the metaverse has potential for that. I really, really do. I think the metaverse has potential for...
It has potential for a lot of things.
There's enough room to monetize everybody's passion so that they could eke out a more than decent living. Mm-hmm. Maybe not generational wealth. I mean, we're thinking that way because we have a bunch of kids. But at least eke out a decent, comfortable living where you can do what you're passionate. Because if people are passionate about something, they're going to put 110% into it.
Yeah, because maybe generational wealth is not as important if each person gets to pursue their passion.
Right, because the only reason I'm so obsessed about it is because I don't want any of my kids working for anybody.
Right, exactly.
Especially my kids.
Exactly.
In this current environment. Forget it. But it's crazy. And he's talking about, like, oh, we're sending people to the moon, but we can't feed people on Earth. They were talking about that shit in 1970, bro. I always laugh when people are like, why are you talking about politics in the Metal Channel? I don't know, bro. I don't know. The entire song is political.
You know, they're not necessarily the same thing, though, because
when he says we're sending people to the moon, but we can't. That was
the old disease. Stance. The old diseases. Yeah, I know, but they're not necessarily.
A stance back in the 60s.
I'm sure it was, but it's not necessarily the same thing. The people that study to put us out in the moon are not the same people that would be studying to cure our diseases.
Yeah, but you have to spend millions and millions of dollars to get those people up there, and that's government money. NASA is a government agency. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like,
valid. That's a good point.
Like, for what? Because we want to assert dominance over Russia and say, hey, we got to the moon first?
Maybe. But with what we were looking at last night in those unfolding panels and stuff, and it's basically creating like a giant mirror so we can explore more of what's out there.
What do you call it?
It was a gold. And very interesting.
Yeah, it's very good. What did you get the song?
Well, I mean, I think that, yeah, you could tell that it was early because it didn't have the same flair as it usually does. I think I'm going to go with a 8.4.
I got a 9.6. Tony Iommi working magic again with the guitar, man. Mm-hmm. As a guitarist, like, I get what you're saying. Lyrically, it wasn't very complex. Sonically, it was kind of... Especially his vocals.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was 1970.
Right.
But it doesn't matter what year it is. Tony Iommi is always doing something groundbreaking with the guitar, in my opinion. So I got to give it... actually, I'm not actually going to go with the DJ score. 9.5. For sure. And Amy says she is passionate about creative expression through graphic forms. Yet I work with numbers and queries day in and day out.
Yeah, and it's obvious. If you look at our thumbnail that's currently on right now, she did that art of like us two, you know? Here we are, we're just two regular people. She, throws that art onto it and we look like rock stars.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, maybe we can lure her from her guru and
do we have that much work available?
Have her work. Well, I mean, eventually.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, in the meantime, we're going on to The Wall. I know a lot of you have been waiting for that. They're like, when are you starting?
Pink Floyd. I don't know if you've heard of it before, but stay tuned. If dear listener, if through all fault of your own, you're not on this stream and you're catching this in regular YouTube land, nothing will be done for you. But stay tuned, dear listener, because we are coming right back. We got a mega stream. Next is a band called Pink Floyd. I don't know, you might have heard of them. Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.